It's a long way from playing minor hockey here in Oromocto to the NHL, but this guy made it look good. One of the most beloved players in maritime history. Probably paid more roles for maritime players in the 70s and 80s than he's been given credit for. Of course, we have to be talking about the pride of Sydney Mines, Nova Scotia, but with again big connections to New Brunswick, the great Tony Currie. Now, born November 12, 1957, 5'11", 170, played mostly right wing. Spent 8 seasons in the NHL between 77 and 85 with the Blues, Canucks, and Whalers. Now, he also spent several seasons in the minor leagues and also skated numerous seasons in Europe, where he played in Germany, Switzerland, and Italy, eventually retiring in 1990. Now, again, he first came to major prominence while playing as a youth in the 1970 Quebec International Pee Wee Hockey Tournament with a minor hockey squad from the great Southern New Brunswick community of Oromocto. Now, he played junior for the Penticton Broncos in 73 before graduating to the Edmonton Oil Kings of the WCHL and the Spruce Grove Mets of the AJHL. Now, 74 was a weird season for him. He only had 1 assist in 22 games with the Oil Kings, but get this, had 20 goals in 29 games, including 36 points for Spruce Grove. Now, back with the Edmonton Oil Kings in a split season, he had 28 goals and 17 assists for 45 points in 39 games with Edmonton. In Spruce Grove, he had 80 points in 36 games, including 36 goals. So 64 goals that year in a very, very dynamite campaign. Now, 76, back with the Edmonton Oil Kings, had 41 goals and 40 assists for 81 points. Now, his last campaign in junior, this was his draft year. He played with the Portland Winterhawks of the WCHL. Put up some dynamite numbers, ladies and gentlemen. 73 goals in 72 games in a regular season, 125 points. Now, this drew a lot of attention by players in the league. St. Louis scouted him heavily. He was drafted 63rd overall by the Blues in that 77 campaign. Now, 78 was his first season with the Blues, playing 22 games with St. Louis in his kind of unofficial rookie campaign, 9 points. But he eventually played most of the year in Salt Lake with 33 goals and 17 assists for 50 points in 53 games. 79, again, split season between St. Louis, where he had 4 goals in 36 games, and Salt Lake, when he had 22 goals in 28 games. Now, it was only with the WHA merge expansion in 80 that he really started to open out. 1980, he had 19 goals with the big club in 40 games and 24 goals in 33 games with Salt Lake. He also played 2 games for the Blues in the playoffs that year. Now, 81, a regular turn at bat with St. Louis. He had 55 points in 61 games, including 23 goals, and an outstanding playoff run, ladies and gentlemen, 16 points in 11 playoff games for St. Louis that year. Now, that a lot of fans and media figured that was his best part of his career and something was going to happen to him. Now, according to some, he struggled throughout his career to maintain a consistent roster spot, as some coaches felt that his defensive game and lack of size worked against him. I tend to disagree. He had a great ability to create offense. You give Currie a chance on the power play in 5-on-5, he's going to produce. Now, he continued to produce well in 82, notching 40 points in 48 games before being dealt to the Vancouver Canucks at the trade deadline. Now, he added 5 more goals for Vancouver to finish with 23 in just 60 games to match his career high from the previous season. He also appeared in only 3 games in the playoffs as Vancouver went on a surprising run to the Stanley Cup Finals. Now, he was not a favorite of defense-minded Canuck coach Roger Nielsen, and despite his high level of production to that point of his career, Currie found himself back in the minors for most of the next 2 seasons, appearing in only 26 more games for Vancouver. Now, released by Vancouver midway through the 84 season, Currie would get another chance to prove himself as he signed with the Hartford Whalers. He would again provide instant offense, posting 14 goals and 28 points in just 32 games for the Whale. Now, despite posting 11 points in 13 games to start the 85 campaign, he was waived by the Whalers. He would toil for 2 more seasons in the minors before moving to Europe, when he would finally retire in 1990 after putting up some impressive numbers for Western European teams. Now, Currie finished his NHL career with 211 points in 290 games, including 92 minutes in penalties. 92 goals with only 73 minutes in penalties. So a very, very dedicated player to the offense. Now, what was kind of bizarre, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about being sent to the minors. He always produced in the minors, and he put up some impressive numbers. That 83 season with the Frankton Express, where he had probably had one of the best seasons ever for a New Brunswick Pro affiliated New Brunswick Pro hockey player. He had 107 points in 80 regular season playoff games, including 52 goals. Now, in Frankton in 84, again, put up some good numbers, 17 points in 12 games, but then found himself when he was back in the minors with Nova Scotia in 85, with 47 points in 53 games. Found himself back with the Express in 86, 75 points in 75 games that year, and again in Europe he put up some really good numbers. Scherwinger, ERC of Germany, he had 28 goals that season, and with EH Kloten he had 7 points in 3 games. With Scherwinger ERC, 19 goals in 40 games in 88, and with AS Varese of Italy he had 63 goals over 82 games in 89 and 90. Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Why was Currie kind of looked down upon by certain defense-minded coach? I don't know, when Currie was on the ice, I'll give an example what I mean. There was a game I watched. St. Louis was playing, I think, Toronto, Hockey Night in Canada. If I'm not mistaken, that's when Federico was really taking over St. Louis. But you could stop Currie in a certain situation, but he was very intelligent. The next shift, I know he was stopped. I think, was it Palmatier or was it Sierra? He had the Toronto goalie had stopped a shot, and almost like he learned a little bit. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna take a mental note." And the next shift, he shot it kind of the same way, but a little bit of more English and a win in. Currie was a very, very thinking man's player. Always has been. Now, every level of hockey, be it out west, in the Maritimes, Europe, he put up the numbers. And the fact is, coming from Oromocto, minor hockey in Oromocto has always produced some very, very good elite players through the years. But Currie, being a Nova Scotia-born player with the connections in New Brunswick, one of the maritime heroes that doesn't get enough credit. I basically believe that with the right team and the right format, he could easily score 35, 40 goals. But it's kind of weird, like imagine Currie was playing on a line with one of the Stashneys or Matt Stassen. He had that kind of European, Canadian mix of style. Oh yeah, playoff totals. Didn't want to not mention them. 16 points in 16 playoff games, including 4 goals again. So that's the legend of Tony Currie. Again, this podcast is dedicated to the person who requested it, our good friend Bo Shees of Woodstock, New Brunswick. And if you have a chance, there is YouTube of some of Tony's highlights online, so check them out. And if you're a Frankton Express fan, again, that's also dedicated to you, because in New Brunswick, we're all fans of the Express. They gave us many memories, and Tony was one of those players who did. Thanks for listening. Bye.